Hello, this is Dr. Clark, and we're going to do a little brief tutorial over how to use Blackboard right here. So we're using VTHT 1313 Veterinary Anatomy and Physiology as the course we're demonstrating today. So when you first come into Blackboard, you're going to sign in, you're going to use your email, you're going to use your school assigned password that will get you in. When you go to look underneath courses, you should see a list of courses that you would be registered for, and so it'll look something like this. Should on your side. This is on my instructor side. I'm going to sit here and actually click into a class, and you will know when you're in my class. If we give this a few seconds to actually go in, yes, there we go. Because you're going to always see, first off, VTHT is always veterinary technology, and then you're going to see this McLennan Community College Veterinary Technology MCC logo right here on the top of the screen. First thing you're always going to come to is announcements, and so this is going to just give you a basic announcement to the class right here where the welcome is. And then there's going to be, that's always going to be at the top underneath it, there's going to be information such as a test post-it, something like a discussion board, could be something to do with kennel duty, it could be something that I'm announcing to the whole class, such as a study material or a video to go watch. So, and this announcement right here, welcome announcement, will always be on top, but right below it will be the newest and latest announcement. I encourage you to come in here and check these at least a couple of times a week for announcements when you're doing your schoolwork, probably 4 times a week. Usually you should be in here about 3 times a week as it is. It doesn't hurt over the weekend to make sure I don't post something on Friday that you need to do over the weekend. If you're new right here, I have this nice big thing on all of mine that says click here for orientation. So when you click here for orientation, it's going to take you over to the orientation page. So we're going to be starting orientation, and so you've got buttons to navigate. So right here it's going to tell you, it's to make you familiar with Blackboard, the instructor expectation, what you'll need to review. So some of the things that come with orientation, you've already been to announcements. There's calendar and syllabus, instructor information if you want to know more about me. And then as you actually come down, you can actually go through here and you can go to navigate orientation. And so this is a PDF document that's going to familiarize yourself with the way that Blackboard's actually going to look. So you can see the buttons over here. It's kind of the same thing right here. It'll sit there and tell you about what the announcements, the calendar and syllabus is going to be, weekly learning units, grading center, the tools. So how to actually get around is right here in this navigate. So if you kind of forget something, it's all right here as far as how you can actually use it, what the modules actually look like. You can how you click on a content folder, and then how they're actually laid out and how you can actually use arrows to navigate through them and go through them all. So right here, I can come up here to this navigate button, and the next thing right here is going to be required technology. This is a very important page, required technology, coming up, because if you don't have the things within required technology, then nothing will work. So one thing you need to know is with Blackboard is that Mozilla Foxfire works best. Google Chrome will work. Internet Explorer is going to not want to work whatsoever. So Foxfire is definitely our preferred platform. And you'll need to turn off pop-up blockers. So if you have a pop-up blocker that's on, you need to turn it off, because a lot of times some of these different things that you'll use in here, and I'll show you in a few minutes, will automatically pop up in another window. There is the thing right here. You can click on this that goes to MCC's Check My Browser. So in here, if you see, these are live links. You can hit them when they're colored blue like this. And so this right here will actually tell you, this is just a demonstration page that I kind of pulled out. My browser type was good at the time. I was using Foxfire 3.40. I think we're now up into the 40s, so if you're still in the 30s with your Foxfire, you probably need to update it. Cookies were enabled, which is important when you're doing Blackboard, because it needs to know how to get back to things, so it needs its cookies. JavaScript is good. Screen size is ideal. Flash Player is good. Acrobat plugin is good. And then Java plugin right here, it shows what a caution would be. So yellow like this is you don't have the Java plugin installed. Click here to download the latest version. So when you go to this, if something comes up as a caution, you need to have it. It'll tell you, and you have your pop-up enabled. If you don't have Foxfire, you can come to here and get it. You can get Java, LibreOffice, which works with a lot of your different Microsoft type of documents. Adobe Reader for PDF. That's very important because there is a lot of things like this right here is in PDF. Jing, this is a very useful tool. It's for free. You can make short, less than 5-minute videos with it. You can also do things such as, I'll come up here to my Jing right now, and if you want to cut out a picture of something, and a lot of the pictures you see, this is how we do it, is we Jing it. And then I can come over here, capture the image, save it, and put it back into a document like we did when we did this right here. This is actually from their website, and so it's a little PDF thing. So actually a lot of these things were Jinged. So it's kind of a neat little fun tool to have, the Jing. If you don't have Word Viewer, don't have PowerPoint Viewer, for tests and stuff, you can also go here and download Respondus Lockdown Browser. Most of my tests are just off of Blackboard, but occasionally we do use Respondus Lockdown Browser, so you need to make sure that this is on your computer. You can also click next arrow here is something very important, is professional expectations. You will see this in all your syllabi. This is something I made up. Is pretty much, I think now, should be in most of the veterinary technology stuff, but this is what 10 things that you're expected to do as a student. And so if you ever have any doubt about it, not only is it in the syllabus, but there's actually a place here in orientation. So it goes over things like you're going to be in the dress code every day, because when you go to work, and I've been a veterinarian for almost 20 years now, I can tell you every place I've worked there's a dress code. When I owned my own practice, my employees had a dress code, and everybody adhered to it. Because it is a profession. This is not a trade. This is a profession, and you're to look like a professional. There's no profane or vulgar language in the classroom, kennel duties, field trips, anything like that. When you're on our time, we don't do any of that. You're going to be on time. Tardiness is unacceptable in this profession. Animals don't wait. They don't care if you slept in and you're an hour late. When they have to go to the bathroom, they have to go to the bathroom. When they need a surgery, they need a surgery, and so we're not tardy. You're going to be polite and courteous to the public, other students, MCC staff, and faculty. And if you have a problem with somebody and you feel like you just want to blow up at them, take a deep breath, count to 10, and then you can come and to myself, Sue, Tabby, or Francis and talk to us, and a lot of times we can help you to work through those things. But a big part of working with the public in our job is actually trying to keep the polite and courteousness. Social media, we do have a policy. It's in the syllabi, and it's strictly adhered to. If we don't allow pictures to be taken, if we give you permission for a picture to be taken in a class or in a lab, that is not to be on Twitter, Facebook, anything like that. It's not supposed to be there whatsoever. No abusive behavior, physical or verbal, towards any people, animals, cadavers, supplies, or equipment. If there's veterinarians, we're always addressed as doctors, so it'll be like myself, I'm Dr. Clark. All technicians, which would be Tabitha Foreman, she would be Ms. Foreman. Frances Turner should be addressed as Mrs. Turner. Sue Allen, who we usually just call Sue, should be properly addressed as Mrs. Allen. Whenever we do anything, all your areas are going to be cleaned at the end of class. We as instructors, that's not our job, nor is it the janitors. It is your job to make sure that everything is clean and orderly and put back and in proper working order. Any cheating, stealing, dishonesty can and will result in dismissal from the program. And you will always have kennel duties and assignments to do, and all those tasks should be completed on time. If you know you have kennel duty and you have a class that's starting at 8 o'clock in the morning, don't get here at 7:30 and think that you're going to sit there and walk 10 dogs in 30 minutes. Get here on time, and all that stuff has to be done on time before the class starts. Over here, calendar and syllabus. There's some different calendars that I can actually put in. One is actually a student calendar that's going to be in here. Also will be posted in here when we do kennel duty is the kennel duty calendar. This calendar right here is a way for you to actually look at the blocks of your classes, and you can actually put things in. You can see right here, I actually, for some of my classes, this is actually telling me there's quizzes due, and for you all, there's actually a quiz due right in here. So as I'm looking at it, I've got 2 quizzes due right here that are already showing up, and so sometimes you can hit this, and this is telling me for veterinary anatomy and physiology, and the other one is telling me it's for my other class of veterinary anatomy and physiology. So you can come in here and a lot of times look at your work and see what you're doing as far as this calendar. Coming back out here to syllabus again, getting out of the calendar, you're going to see something right here that says mark as reviewed. So after you've actually read the syllabus, you need to come down here and hit this mark as reviewed button. So this goes over the syllabus, tells you can see it's checked right there. Don't do it beforehand, but I actually go back and I can actually see if you've read these and check this off that you've actually read the syllabus. When you come in here to syllabus, you're going to see there's a welcome area. This is the guidelines of the class, and there's a lot of other things that are actually contained within the syllabus area. You can reach over here on this button, and it should be taking me right now over to the syllabus. And one thing you're going to see is the syllabus here should be popping up, as a Microsoft document. I was trying to keep it as a PDF, but that didn't quite work. So that's why you have to have your pop-up blockers turned off, or you would not be able to see the syllabus. So this is in a Word document. The reason why it's in a Word document, I'll show you in a second here, is there's actually some different links that you can go to. If you wanted to email me, when I put it in PDF for whatever reason, I dropped the links. But if you need to email me, you can hit the little blue area right here. You can email me directly. For whatever reason, it's giving me a security notice, and I have no idea why, but it does. There's a link here to the bookstore, and so I can tell it yes, and it'll send me over here to a link over here to the bookstore. So there's the bookstore. You want to find something. That type of stuff is actually contained within the syllabus, and so you can actually scroll through here. I'm not going to read the syllabus to you, but that will pop up in the syllabus area. Our syllabuses have changed. They're made for being online now. So like we used to actually have the attendance policy and absence policy all printed out in the syllabus. Now we just have links. Same thing with academic integrity, which is things like cheating and honesty and all that. And then we actually have links in here. I have links on writing a paper. And then we have specific links in here for you to email for disabilities. So you can visit the website on the link. You can actually, if you do have a disability, you can hit the disability link right here and it'll take you in. Title IX, if you have any discrimination or if there's anything of sexual harassment, abuse, be it physical or sexual, rape, anything like that, there's actually the resources in here of emailing to Title IX, and then it actually has the numbers of the people that you can contact, and the police department there at MCC, which is their phone number, remember, is always 299, which is the phone exchange for campus-8911. If you're in campus and it's one of the campus phones, you just dial 8911. Or the counseling department, which is 299-8210. As we continue to go forward, there's going to be some things like the library is going to come up in here. And so there's a link in here that you can click to the library. So you can see it right here. You can click on it, and then it's just going to throw you over to a link right into the library. Some of these you can just hit, like the distance learning education will pop up here, and it's got a link just like the library, so it'll give you a link. And so the distance learning education actually helps you, like when you're using Blackboard here and you're in a hybrid class or an online class, of things like current list, financial aid, help, announcements, things you should know to be a successful online student. All those are very important. Things like student support services. This one's actually going through on the link this time. So sometimes you'll find that you'll hit some of these buttons and they will automatically take you over. There it goes. It'll automatically pop up and open up a new window. So this takes you over to Trio for student support and what Trio can do for you. Same thing with technology help and the Center for Academic Excellence. On my Blackboard, everything's opened up into weekly learning units, and this is what you'll be going into regularly. So if you look at this course right here, and if I was to open up equine, vet nursing, anything that you're going to take with me, they're going to be laid out in the exact same fashion right here. So they're going to go week 1 through 15, because week 16 we take finals. And so when you open up one of the learning modules, There's always going to be, the first thing is going to be a checklist. And so every week I'm going to have things for you to do. And so when you come into that week, you can sit here and say, okay, I need to review learning objectives, the beginning of the chapter. There's going to be a reading assignment here. So when I say beginning of the chapter, there's going to be a chapter here with this week in the reading assignment. So whatever in all the books, the learning objectives are always somewhere at the front of the chapter, and you can see what your objectives are. So I'm not going to sit here and take them out of the book and type them in. You're going to do that when you get your reading assignment and you see what chapters are involved. So that's the next thing, is what is your reading assignment. There's also PowerPoints that will be posted. There's going to be things like reminding you to attend laboratory or attend lecture. If there's an online quiz, that's going to be listed here. And for all hybrid classes or online classes, there's also going to be discussion boards. And discussion boards are important because they're your attendance. So we will get to those in a second, and I'll explain how that works with the attendance policy. So right here for week 1 in anatomy and physiology, there's a reading assignment, chapter 1, pages 1 through 8 in the lecture book, Clinical Anatomy and Physiology, 2nd edition by Coville. You also need to read chapter 1, pages 1 through 23 in your laboratory book, Clinical Anatomy and Physiology, Laboratory Manual by Coville, and do the work assignments within chapter 1 of the laboratory book. Next is going to send me over to PowerPoints. Some of these are in PowerPoints. Some of these are actually, like this one right here, they're in PDF form for you to actually review. I'll be using them in lecture, but to go back, so you don't have to worry about taking notes, you can go back, or if you want to print these off to write notes on, which a lot of students do, these are already posted ahead of time. Laboratory assignments. So do your problems in the lab manual before you come to class. Be prepared to discuss the problems. And for this first week, it comes in here and gives you instructions to bring a stuffed animal at least 8 inches tall with you to class. The stuffed animal must have 4 limbs, 2 ears, 2 eyes, and 1 nose. So it's very specifically if I have a laboratory assignment. And then there's a quiz in here that you can take. And there's actually supposed to be a discussion board, and I don't know why it's not popping up in here. But one thing, and I had it in there for class discussions, I need to go back and see why it's not. If I have something like a discussion board right here, if you're taking a hybrid class or an online class, there's going to be instructions for you posting in here to get full credit. And you have to post in here the times that I tell you to. Usually in the hybrid class it's going to be once a week. Online classes it's going to be twice a week. This is how we actually account attendance. If you actually miss your post for a week, that will be an absence. If you get 5 or more absences in a hybrid class, so if you miss 5 weeks or more of posting, that is actually, according to the MCC policies, you have missed more than 25% of a class. If you miss more than attendance, greater than 25% of the attendance in a class, you are dropped from that course. So that's why the discussion boards are very important. Some other things in here is your grade center. This is where you can come in here and keep up with your grades. So come to my grades. There's no grades listed in here yet. But as you get grades, it'll actually be listed in this area. One thing that we're really good at in MCC is encouraging success and giving you the tools to be successful. So we actually have in Blackboard a direct link to the success coaches. And so you can actually go in here. There's actually videos of things such as being college ready. So you can hit player controls and get that to play, stress management, time management. So they have these different videos that help you with that. But you also have an email and a website that you can go to here and get in touch with a success coach if you're struggling and having problems. Instructor information, this is just my basic information right here. There's my contact information. This is in the syllabus. I'm always there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Fridays are usually by appointment. I have an open door policy. Times kind of change with semesters, but usually they're fairly crazy, to tell you the truth. But if you see me, you can always catch me. Here's my email. There's my work phone. If you look in the syllabus, you'll actually find that I have my cell phone also listed in there. A little bit of bio on myself. And then after completing this course, you can contact me. It gives contact information there. It gives Mrs. Allen's contact information as a program director or our dean, Mrs. Gaines. So you have their contact information also. Blackboard help, you hit this, and this is actually, if you're having trouble with Blackboard, it's actually where you go to actually find out what's going on. You can say, if you're having trouble, you can look underneath facts, and so you can see if somebody else is having the same problem. If you're forgetting things like passwords, how to open an assignment, drop or add a course, contact your instructor, collaborate launcher, if you're doing something and you lost every bit of your work, what to do about it, and they have popular topics. So there's a whole bunch of different things to help you online with Blackboard. And then you actually have a tools section in here. I don't really use it. Some students use it a lot. Some professors use it a lot. I myself don't. There's a lot of things that we don't use or don't have in here, but there's things like you can go back and look at your announcement, and Blackboard for Help for Students, and your calendar. So your tools areas, you can do everything. You can do things like keep contact information here, collaboration information, course messages, your discussion boards, glossaries. Some classes you can have wikis or tasks that you can do. You can do emails through here. You can look at different things like rosters, your grade. If you're like in math here at MCC, there's actually a link in here for your McGraw-Hill for doing your math work. Your performance goals, what you have. So this is just a basic overview of how to use Blackboard and how to launch it. So I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions about it, feel free to call me, email me, or ask me in class or in between classes, and I'll be more than happy to help you out.